In changing channels at City Lit Theater, Maggie Carlin and boss Eddie Gilroy abruptly learned that creating what will become an iconic TV comedy show is not all fun and games. This is Reno Lovison, executive producer at Chicago Broadcasting Network. The storyline of Changing Channels is a fictional account of actual events, and the characters are thinly veiled portrayals of real people. The character of Eddie Gilroy is a representation of one of the early giants of television, Jackie Gleason, the creator of the popular syndicated situation comedy, The Honeymooners, played here by Orion Leigh Sleeper with a perfect balance of requisite broad humor, bombastic personality, and all-important charm. The massive popularity of Gleason, and by extension Gilroy, is the ability to play a loud, at times obnoxious character and still keep him likable. Underneath his rough exterior, Gleason was a sensitive and wounded person, giving him the ability to play wonderfully dramatic roles and portray characters like his alter ego, the lost soul, a perpetual outsider, only able to observe life, but never really joining in. Gleason was a softy, and Leigh Sleeper did his homework, allowing him to tap into that dichotomy necessary to deliver to us a full three-dimensional interpretation of Gilroy. The first appearance of The Honeymooners was a series of short 10 to 20-minute comedy sketches on Gleason's variety show. Gleason's on-camera wife, Alice Cramden, was popularly seen, played by Audrey Meadows. However, what many people don't know or have forgotten is that Alice was originally played on the DuMont Network by Kelton, who's the basis for this version's Maggie Carlin, played by Cat Evans. Feeling the need for an actress who could stand up to him, Gleason liked to spar with Kelton, who played a more aggressive and caustic Alice, different from the later, more well-known stern but warm portrayal by Meadows. Consequently, Evans gives us a more outspoken Carlin with a bit more Brooklyn attitude and fiery independence. It's perhaps this attitude that sets in motion the central event of this play, clearly and convincingly crafted by John Rieger. The premise is simple. Currently appearing on the fledgling DuMont TV network, Gilroy has an offer to move his wildly popular show to CBS. However, his manager, Bullets, played by Johnny Moran, informs him that CBS is requiring all of its employees to sign a loyalty oath. Due in large part to the Cold War, the nation is in the midst of a Red Scare. Certain politicians and right-wing organizations are terrified that the movie industry and now television are being infiltrated by communists bent on utilizing this new media to promote their propaganda to the American public. A list of actors, directors, and writers suspected to be commie sympathizers has been distributed to broadcasters and sponsors with the threat to boycott their companies if any of the listing people are hired. In order to move the show to CBS, everyone must sign the loyalty oath, whether they're listed or not. As it turns out, Carlin and her husband Peter, played by Skylar Tipton, are on the list, due to having attended a rally in support of labor unions. As a matter of principle, Carlin refuses to sign, setting up the conflict in this storyline. As it turns out, in reality, we know that Kelton did not go on to make the more popular version of The Honeymooners. In fact, she basically did not get any really good acting opportunities for about 15 years, until she created the role of Widow Peru, Marion's mother, in the Broadway version of The Music Man, which she went on to play in the movie. The character of Kenny, played by Andrew Pappas, is a stagehand who overhears much of what's happening and, as part of the staff, will have to make some choices of his own. He is us. Rieger gives the character of Kenny a chance to express his own dreams of success to Peter. It's a juicy, short monologue which Pappas really knocks out of the park. Changing Channels is not so much about what happened or even how it happened, but rather that it happened at all. This is the cautionary tale. In our current political climate, playwright Rieger is asking us to learn from the past, to see the dangers in political paranoia, ideology run amok, and social divisiveness, to witness how this plays out in the micro level, how political mass hysteria affects actual people living their own day-to-day lives, and to see how those who simply stand by and observe are complicit in the conspiracy. CityLit does a nice job of offering thought-provoking entertainment with a good balance of humor and drama. And this particular ensemble, headed by director Kevin Theus, was terrific. Changing Channels is presented by CityLit Theater at 1020 West Bryn Mawr, Chicago. It's on the second floor of the Edgewater Presbyterian Church. And by the way, there is an elevator for those who require some assistance getting up to the second floor. Runtime is about 2 hours with one intermission. Visit citylit.org for tickets and information. This is Reno Lovison, executive producer at ChicagoBroadcastingNetwork.com. I'd like to take a minute to mention that if you'd like to know a little bit more about the Blacklist and the Red Channel pamphlet, look for the documentary Marcia Hunt's Sweet Adversity, streaming free at YouTube or via the Tubi app on Roku or on tubitv.com. I'll put a link on the website. If you've never heard of Marcia Hunt, an actress who made over 50 Hollywood films, this is exactly why you need to see this documentary and further understand the effects of the Blacklist. Marcia was listed alongside Pert Kelton and about 123 other people in this pamphlet. Hunt went on to work with the United Nations to help hunger in the U.S. and around the world, as well as helping to found one of the first homeless shelters in Los Angeles, and later advocated for LGBTQ rights and other human rights. She did some TV and live theater, but the list ruined her movie career. While you're at it, if you're interested or concerned about helping other people around the world, Ecodunia is a socially active enterprise dedicated to breaking the cycle of poverty while making high-quality, fair trade products that honor both the producers and the earth. If you're in the market for a cool crossbody bag, beautiful earrings, or other fashion accessories, or just want to learn more, visit ecodunia.com. That's ECODUNIA.com. I'll put a link on our website. Matthew Temple of Ecodunia is a subscriber to our podcast. Why not join him and subscribe now yourself if you enjoy our content and would like to be notified when new content is added? Matthew and I met recently at a business networking event in Chicago's Uptown neighborhood. It was a luncheon at Han Key near the corner of Winthrop and Argyle that offered a delicious Asian buffet. As always, if you need marketing or video assistance for your business or organization, visit renoweb.net.